Hey everybody, so 5,000 subscribers. This is a huge milestone, another incredible milestone. I really probably should have done something special for this, but I'm going to give you something even more special than organizing some planned video or some special event or whatever. I am going to show you me excited, and that is rare. I am really excited. I'm astounded. I really am, and I guess I'm kind of at a loss for words, but I'm going to give you kind of a stream of consciousness thing here. I have not really planned this. I'm just going to talk. And the most important, absolute most important thing I need to say is thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, every one of you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. And this is why I'm so blown away, because this has happened so much faster than I actually expected. The channel's been growing at a sort of predictable rate, kind of plodding along, and it's been going well, and I've been happy, and it's been going really well, and I've been expecting, I was going to hit this milestone at some point, anticipating that, but I was not expecting it so soon or such explosive growth. And so let me tell you the story of all this. So basically, just after Christmas last year, last year, 2016, I hit 500 subscribers, and I think it was beginning of April, I hit 1,000 for the first time, and of course that was a huge milestone. I threw a little party. You can go back and look up that video. It was kind of funny, kind of cute. I just used some random things I had laying around from kids' birthdays and stuff. But anyway, this is the thing, because basically it was 3 months. It was actually maybe a little over 3 months from 500 to 1,000. It was about 3 months from 1,000 to 2,000. It was about 3 months from 2,000 to 3,000. It was about 3 months from 3,000 to 4,000. It was about 1 month from 4,000 to 5,000, and that was already blowing me away. I was looking at how the channel was growing, and I was like, wow, I'm probably going to hit 5,000 around, maybe mid to late February. But actually, we hit 5,000, and I always say we hit 5,000 because you guys are what's making this happen. We hit 5,000 actually on Friday. It's Monday now, and the really crazy thing is we hit 5,000 on Friday. It's Monday today, and we're already over 5,300. Maybe even today, or we're roughly already almost a third of the way to 6,000, and that's crazy, and it's amazing, and it's awesome. And again, thank you. I'm so excited. I am pumped. I'm blown away by you guys. It's you guys and my giant hands. I have huge hands, by the way. But anyway, yeah, I'm blown away, and I don't even know what to say about it, but I'm going to tell you the story. So what I recognize, and this is why I go back to December 2016, because that's when I put out the first video that did really well on an ongoing basis, and a lot of you guys will probably know it. It's the Terraria Swords Guide. And it wasn't perfect. I didn't even think it was my best work at the time, but for whatever reason, it exploded. And basically that one video was the first one to get over 1,000, often 2,000 or more views per 48 hours. And if you're a YouTuber and you look at your numbers and stuff, they like to show you views every 48 hours, how your channel, how your videos are doing in a 48-hour period. And of course there are longer charts and lower, and you can change the intervals and stuff, but that's one of the default views. One of them is how you're doing every 48 hours. And that one video was anywhere from a third to a half of my views every 48 hours all through 2017, because of course I released it at the end of 2016. And yeah, I released it during the holidays, and it was huge. And I always thought, will I ever have another video that is that successful? I want to drive this channel forward. I want to find, why that one took off. Even though, honestly, I thought I made some better videos even back then, and all through 2017, I tried to put out good videos. Of course, I always try, But nothing took off like that. And I came up with a bit of a plan. And my plan was, okay, I released that over the holidays. So the holidays are one of the biggest periods for people watching stuff on YouTube. And I realized that, after that point particularly, is one of, if not the biggest period. The other one is, like beginning of summer, all the kids get off school and everybody takes holidays, even if you're not a kid, and so on. Those are basically the two biggest periods for YouTube. And so going into the holidays 2017, like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do some more videos on a similar sort of theme. I want to make some good videos, and I want to do better than that video. And I want to plan them out really well. And of course, I've been trying to get better at planning out my videos. Not this one, but and that's why I thought this would be kind of funny to do this way. But this is just stream of consciousness. I'm just talking. I have not planned this anywhere except for inside my head, and not that well even there. But this was my planning, that I'm going to make some videos, sort of like different topics, but similar idea, trying to go through like one big set of stuff in Terraria and trying to cover, because of course Terraria, it's always been, since I started doing it, it's always been the biggest thing on my channel, and I like doing other stuff. But anyway, as well, I love Terraria. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But I wanted to plan out some more videos that were along a similar idea, and try to release them around the holidays, a little before the holidays, during the holidays, all that stuff. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to put out a few of them, and maybe one of them will do well, who knows. And the thing is, I got, 3 or 4 videos that took off in a similar way to that original video. 3 or 4 of them took off, and I was like, whoa, awesome. I planned it, it worked. Things are going well. This is going to see me through 2018. This is going to, get a little kickstart for this channel so that it'll keep growing, at the same or better rate through 2018. Great, I'm happy. And I was happy with that. And the channel was growing all through January. And another thing, there's CPMs. If you get into YouTube, or if you want to know about it, CPMs are basically your ad rates. And your ad rates are higher in those high demand periods like December. Those ad rates are huge. So I broke financial records in December. And I don't mind telling you, I made about $350 on Canadian on my YouTube channel. It's less in American for you Americans and so on. But it was about $350 Canadian in December, and that was huge. That was way more than I had made in any month, like considerably more than I had made in any month before that. I had broken 200, but I had not hit 300, and much less surpassed it, and that was awesome too. And I was excited. And January, the CPMs, this is why I mention it, the ad rates fall right after the holidays, because I guess everybody's advertising. They're trying to get attention for all those people buying stuff for Christmas and during the holidays and so on. And the ad rates just fall. So January, I actually had more views, more subscribers. January was great for all that, but the ad rates fell, so I didn't make as much money. And that was fine. I was, I'm still happy. Channel's growing, awesome, whatever. Ad rates, they go up and down. I don't care. But then February came, and this is just what's really blown me away, because, and I knew this was coming. Another thing that really helped the channel to kind of take off a little over the holidays was that the PS4 update, the equivalent to the 1.3 update for the PlayStation 4, came out, and that came out like right beginning of the holidays, more or less, and that really helped the growth a bit as well. It was noticeable. But February, this was a week ago today, February 5th, the Xbox One update, 1.3 equivalent again, came out, and I was expecting, okay, that'll give me a little boost, whatever, great. Growth is good, and I want the channel to grow, and I want you all to see my videos and find out about me and learn about me. So again, thank you to all the new people, and thank you to everybody who's stuck with me as well. But I wasn't expecting the Xbox One update to be a huge deal. I thought it'd be a nice little boost. Okay, February I'll do a little better. But February 5th came, and and like, again, there's charts and graphs and stuff that YouTube gives you, and it was like, I'm growing, I'm growing just a little bit, it's growing, good, I'm happy. And then February 5th came, and it was like, boop. It was like an acceleration curve, and it's crazy. It's nuts how much the channel has grown in the last week, like 1 week, and it's just gone crazy. And that's why, like, we hit 5,000 on Friday, we hit 5,300 today, and again, I don't mind telling you, it's not just the subscribers, it's the views, it's the money, the subscribers, the views, everything just like a rocket, and it's blown me away completely, and it's awesome. and thank you to all of you. But to put this in perspective, again, don't mind telling you, January I made about 270 Canadian. The first 10 days of February, I've matched that already. And if this keeps going like this, even if it doesn't, even if it just gets there and that's it, and I keep it like that, but that changes my life. Like, I'm not kidding. It changes my life. It's going to change things for this channel as well, because basically that little bit of money that I've been making, I mean, if you're a kid, maybe $250 is a lot for you, but for me, I'm an adult with a family. We've got bills to pay and all that stuff, and my expenses have gone up. Cost of living has gone up. So that first little bit, $250 or $300, basically has a lot of it's been going to my expenses, unfortunately, because I want to reinvest it in the channel. But this is the first time that the money coming in will begin to exceed my expenses, my basic living expenses and stuff. And like, I put my business almost on hold for 2 or 3 years, not just for the channel, but like my business, that's what I do. I don't make my living at this yet. And so I've had to keep working at my business, but I haven't concentrated on my business much for like 2 or 3 years. And it's not just because of YouTube. That's, it's almost 3 years that I've been doing YouTube. The time frame is coincidental. And yeah, so I haven't been too good at attending to my business in those 2 or 3 years. So I've probably lost a little money there. And the YouTube has just started to make up for that. And that sucks, because I want to reinvest all the YouTube money in YouTube. And I've obviously done that to some degree too. I've got, this nice microphone. I've got this nice webcam. Those are things that I added. And there's a lot more that I've wanted to do, but the money's been going to my expenses because I lost a little on my real world job, and I've had to cover that, and rent has gone up. But I live in Toronto, and the expenses are crazy. Living expenses have gone way up recently because housing market. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I mean, the amount extra that I was making from YouTube was, unfortunately, like, I splurged on the equipment first before I even had the money. And so I did that. But my expenses went up, and so the money that was coming in after that, like, it was basically disappearing. And this is the first time maybe in my life, honestly, that my income has started to go up faster than my expenses. And I'm 38 years old. Like, a lot of you guys who are new probably don't know that. I'm older than I look, basically. And all my adult life, like, I've done okay. I've always felt like a bit of an underachiever, though, because, I grew up, and to be honest, I had all the opportunities. Look, I'm a white guy in a wealthy country. I know some people feel like, hey, I'm a white guy and in a wealthy country, and I'm still not doing that well. Well, I recognize the opportunities I've had, and I could have made more of those opportunities earlier in my life. I've always felt like a bit of an underachiever. And you guys, all of you guys and girls, I say guys in a generic sense, all of you are really making me feel like a true success for the first time in my life. I've always done okay. I had everything I needed in my life. But this is the first time that I'm really feeling like maybe I'm getting to do better than just covering basic needs. I didn't go to a very good high school, but I was lucky enough to go to university, and I was lucky enough to have parents who could afford to do things for me. And I recognize those things. And I was lucky enough that my parents were teachers, and they taught me a lot. And I was lucky to have the knowledge and the skills and the opportunities. I was lucky to have all those things. But I always felt like an underachiever because, through high school, I got great grades. I didn't try very hard. I got good grades anyway. And, I developed my work ethic later, if anything. I would say late in my university career, I started to. Honestly, I almost got kicked out of my original program in university. And when I went out into the working world, I got jobs. I had opportunities. Again, I was lucky just in terms of timing and stuff. I was just ahead of the .com bust. I worked in computers, but I didn't graduate with a computer degree. I started doing that, and I graduated with a history degree, and then kept computers as my minor and worked in computers anyway because I could, and I got just ahead of the .com bust when the bubble exploded, and I was able to keep working in it, and I've coasted through my life, honestly, and I improved my work ethic, and I've worked at things harder. My uncle, again, I got lucky. My uncle handed me a business, a perfectly functioning business. I would have never been an entrepreneur if not for that opportunity. And I've had all those opportunities in my life. And I know for those of you who haven't had opportunities, that hurts. And I felt like an idiot, honestly, having all these opportunities and only doing enough, and I've done enough, and I've always paid my bills, and I've been lucky to have enough opportunities and to do well enough not to be in huge debt. The biggest debt of my life was getting a car loan. I paid that off 8 years ago. And I've always been in the black, but I've always been like just on the edge, I've just been able to cover my expenses all my adult life, barely more than that. And this is the first time that something is really taking off for me. And I owe that to you. I owe that to each and every one of you. And I will never forget that. I'm old enough to not be deluded into thinking that I in any way deserve this. I have worked hard. I've worked hard, but lots of people work hard at lots of things. And it doesn't always get everybody anywhere. Working hard is only part of it. I've always been a big believer in working smart as well, but that doesn't make me think that this is just something I deserve. I will never think that. I am lucky, and I've always been lucky, honestly, and I want to recognize that, and I want to tell you guys that for everything I haven't done in life, and for all the hard work that I have done, at the same time, I know I'm lucky, and I owe this to you, that you guys are making this channel a success. And I will always try to do my best. And as my income begins to exceed my expenses, I will reinvest in this channel. And I've mentioned in some of my previous videos some of the things I want to do. I haven't had the money, but I'm getting there now. And if this continues in any way, if my income is enough to do this stuff, I'm going to do it. And it's funny, I've run this channel on such a shoestring budget. I've been so cheap about it. And, you can see that in my videos. Like, I'm not going to pretend. I don't have fancy effects. I don't have, high-end equipment for the most part. I did put some money into a decent webcam and a good microphone. And I've got the acoustic foam and stuff like that, because if you look back at my early videos, I was using a headset, and it wasn't a very well, it was a decent headset, but it was a headset that picked up a lot of noise, and there were echoes, and like the audio quality was just terrible. And that's, I realized that a long time ago, and I realized that's one of the first things I need to do. So I splurged a little. I spent money I hadn't even made on the channel at that point, and I got some decent audio equipment. And then I realized, I kind of knew, and I kind of realized that, a good microphone is not enough. I also need to cancel out the echo, and so you should see it's not just this stuff. This stuff, if anything, is for decoration. The stuff behind me, there's foam on the ceiling and the walls and everything. It's not, it's still pretty shoestring though. Like, I found some guy on Kijiji who was selling a bunch of acoustic foam really cheap, and so I was lucky again to find that, because I didn't have the money to spend like thousands of dollars on acoustic foam or something. I got lucky. I found a deal. I've always run this channel on such a shoestring budget. I use open source recording stuff. OBS, by the way, any of you want to get into recording, it's awesome, actually. I do not plan on changing away from that, because the recording stuff is awesome. I use OBS. I have an NVIDIA graphics card, and that was an upgrade too. That was something I kind of had to splurge on, just to have my computer able to do enough. And actually some of the channel money did go to this. My computer that I had more or less died, and I had to build a new computer, and my wife helped me out with that. I didn't have enough money from the channel to do that. I couldn't afford to do it myself. My wife actually stepped in, and like as a birthday present and as a one or two other presents, she basically, supported me in this, and so I owe her for that too. But and I also used, I used what little money I had and what little money I was making. I had to build a new computer. I'm still using the old graphics card. I'm still using. Look at that chair. This is my old chair. The cover has been coming off this chair for like a year, 2 years. I don't know. I haven't replaced it. I haven't had the money to replace it. And so, that's the way I've been running this. And I've been using, again, open source free editing software. I've been using AVI Demux, if you want to do it on a shoestring. It's not real editing software. It's just, you can take clips and stick them together. It's like just pasting things together. And that's as good of editing software as I've been using. So these are the things that I need to do now. And any money that's coming in is going to go towards things like this. Proper editing software. That'll probably be number one. Some new graphics for the channel. You can see how ridiculous and silly my graphics look. And like, it's been kind of a joke on one hand. Like, just, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm a professional, because I haven't been able to be a professional. But, at this point, I'm getting what I might call semi-pro. This is not my primary income. It won't be for a while yet, but it's an income. It's becoming actually a part of my income, like a real part of my income. And, I have to treat it accordingly. So semi-pro. And I have to act accordingly. I need some new graphics. Basic channel banners and arts and stuff. I made those myself in like MS Paint. I'm not lying, and I was never putting up any pretense there. And, I'm not good at that stuff. I'm not going to pretend. And, some of my intros, I'm sure you guys have gotten a laugh at how bad they are. I did that, A, because that's what I could do, and B, I'm like, well, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how bad it is. And I didn't mind that, because that was what I could afford. And I thought it was kind of funny to make a show of this is all I can do. And so I'm going to work on stuff like that. And that's some of the first stuff I'm going to do. And what I want to do beyond that, and I've mentioned this before, I had planned on experimenting with going full-time last summer. I wasn't able to do that. I have had to refocus on my real work a little bit so that I don't lose my income and so that I'm still able to support my family. But there's some stuff that I'm getting done, and for once, the last few months have been like the first period in the last 2 or 3 years that I've actually gotten substantial stuff done for my business. So I'm getting there on that stuff. I need to shore that up because I still need that income for now, certainly. And I'll probably keep the business going, but I do plan on going full time. Well, in a sense, I plan on, publishing more videos more often. I've been doing Mondays and Fridays for a long time because that was all the time I could afford to take, and I needed to, focus as much as I could on my real income, my real business, and as this becomes a more substantial part of my income, it will also become a more substantial part of my attention and my focus, and so it's probably this summer, maybe like just before summer, end of June kind of thing. Probably somewhere around there, I'll start publishing more videos. And I would like to do it sooner, but I do still have a little to do for my real business. There's one thing I need to finish. It's almost done. I'm getting there. But then I need to start on something else. There are some things that need to be done. I'll probably won't finish the other thing, and at that point, that's fine as long as I get a start on it. But I want to start publishing more videos, and I want this thing to keep growing and expanding. I may only be able to do like one guide a week, maybe two, which is what I've been trying to do for the most part anyway. But I'm thinking maybe I can do one guide every week, whereas like right now I've been doing like, I'll do a guide one week, I'll do a guide the next week, and then the third week I'll, take it easy and do something else and try to get some time for my business and some time to plan those guides, because the guides take time. But obviously the guides are the popular things, and I need to do more of those. I don't know if I can do more than one or maybe two a week, even if I make it my primary focus, because they do take time. There's planning, there's a lot of work to make those guides, actually, even when I do them in an almost stream of conscious manner, because I still sort of do that. I like to just play and talk at the same time. That's just what I like doing. I'm not great at being like really organized and specific. It's just not really my style. But I like to make an outline. I like to know what I'm talking about, and then I like to talk about it. And I think I've been doing better at that. But anyway, I want to put this back in perspective a little too. I was talking about how well those videos, I was kind of meandering there, but I was talking about how well those videos were doing recently. And let's put this in perspective. That swords video, most of last year, was getting around like maybe 2,600 views every 48 hours. And it was like, that's huge. It was the only video I ever had that consistently got into 4-digit views. And I was like, if I can do even one more of those, that's golden, and we'll keep the channel growing, and that'll be great. I'll try to do, as many as I can, obviously, or I'll try to do a bunch of them. And so I released a few videos in, anywhere from the end of October into the end of December, more or less, that I thought might do well. And I was, just kind of throwing darts at the board in the hope that one of them would stick. And not only did one of them stick, but let's see, 3, 4, maybe 5 other ones have kind of taken off now. I've had as many as 6 videos in the 4 digits in the last little while, and this is where I'm really blown away again. One of my videos, the mounts guide, I'll be specific, the mounts guide got into the 5 digits per 48 hours, like over the last few days, and I never expected that. That's crazy. um, I never expected that. I never planned on that. This has just gone beyond my wildest dreams, for short-term kind of stuff. And I don't even know. I don't know where it goes from here. I'm just gonna do my best. I'm still gonna have to time videos that I really hope to do well. Like, there are a few different times I can look at releasing, but I know you guys want more of those kind of videos. Obviously, that's what you signed up for, right? So I'm going to do more of those kind of videos. I've got a few more in mind, but I'm probably going to try to time them a little bit, because if I just kind of release them at random, they might not do so well. And as much as I want to get those out to you guys, I need to, make them good too, which takes some time. I need some time to plan them. And I want to time them as far as when I release them, so that they do as well as possible. And so between those, it's going to be like, I'm thinking I might release another of that sort of video around like March break. Again, a time when there'll be more eyes to watch the video, in the hope that it'll do well. And I don't know, I might do another one like late June or something. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be publishing guides all along. I'm coming up with more ideas of guides to do. I'm thinking some new playthroughs and stuff like that. Like, I want to do an expert mode playthrough. And I also want to do like mods and stuff like that, for Terraria. And there are more games. And this is another thing, that not only do I need to invest in like equipment and graphics and those sorts of things, but, I need to get into some more games, and like, as I love Terraria, and don't get me wrong, this will continue to be a channel that has lots of Terraria and lots of guides and stuff like that. I plan on publishing at least one Terraria video every week, for the foreseeable future, as long as I can even think. And I don't know that I'll ever stop. I want to get into Terraria Otherworld if and when it ever comes out, definitely. And in fact, if that comes out, when that comes out, I'll probably devote myself to it like wholeheartedly, at the beginning, to try to cover as much as I possibly can, as fast as I possibly can, about that game if it ever comes, when it comes, and Terraria 2 and so on, if that eventually comes. But I do want to get into other stuff as well. I don't want to be focused entirely on one thing. I like to play a variety of different games, different types of games, different styles of games. So I do plan on doing that, and so with the money coming in, I can finally afford to buy some new games and maybe to upgrade my system a little more. So as long as this money keeps rolling in, I will be doing those things. I could use a new graphics card, for instance. I'm running a GTX 960 for those who are curious. It's okay, it does a job. Obviously, I've been playing like the new Doom game and some other relatively demanding things, Rust and so on. I've been playing those, but I could use a better one, and so that's a thing. And there's lots of things to invest money in, and so the money coming in, that's where it's going. Up and above my basic expenses, it's going back into the channel. And my long-term plan, I mentioned before on some of these subscriber updates, is actually to bring my friends on board, and one in particular, who has expressed interest in the possibility, if I can make enough money that I can make double my basic expenses, enough to pay somebody else, so it's two incomes, then I will bring someone on to work with me on this, and we will have better output together than we would apart. Maybe we can make, I don't know, we'll make twice as many videos, or we'll just make better ones. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at 5 videos a week. I potentially could do 7, although I like my weekends, and I have a family, so weekends are family time. That's why I didn't do this video until today, Monday. I probably should have just done it on Friday when I hit 5,000, but I just didn't have time over the weekend. Honestly, I was so busy. It was crazy weekend, and I had a headache for part of yesterday, and I had a headache when I woke up this morning. I don't know if it's the excitement or the fact that the kids went to school now, but my headache went away. I woke up with a bad headache left over from yesterday, and it went away. And I don't know if that's enthusiasm or being excited about this, or just relaxing, that I'm home alone again, because I work from home anyway. But yeah, I'm totally pumped, and you probably got that by now. I'm just so excited, and I don't know what to say, and that's the story, and that's where things are going, and that's me, stream of consciousness. I know some people have said, like, are you stoned, or or you sound like that? You sound like Bob from Bob's Burgers, or you sound like Archer, because there's this guy H. John Benjamin, and some people like to compare my voice to him, but basically, relaxed, sort of sedate kind of a thing. I'm not stoned. I'm not always boring and calm. This is me, just my mind spinning, and that's how I am. I get excited, my mind is going, and my mind has been going the last 3 days, just spinning over, like, what is happening. Like, my channel was going up and up, slowly, and then bam, and what is that? And I don't know what to make of it, but it's amazing, it's astounding, it's awesome, it's astonishing, and various other A and non-A words. And yeah, I don't know what to do except to tell you how I feel about it, the story, my plans, and you guys have got me so pumped right now, and I'm excited, and my head is just spinning over, like, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do about it? What am I going to do to make it even better? And I'm amazed. I really am. And my mind is just spinning over what I am going to do with this new growth, with any of the money that more than covers my basic expenses. That money is going to this channel. And I know I said at one point I would invest, like, all the money that I make on the channel in the channel. I haven't quite been able to do that because my family, I'm a grown man supporting a family, and my expenses have gone up, and some of that money has gone to there. And I felt so bad about that because I want to reinvest in this channel so badly. And so now this might just be the point where I really can, and I'm so excited. And thank you. Thank you all so much. I will never forget this, and I want you to know that. And I want to make this channel the best damn channel around. And since I was 6 years old, I wanted to play video games for a living, and I'm 38, and that was not an option when I grew up. I became an adult. You could not play video games for a living. The next best thing, I figured I would make video games, and that turned out not to be a good option for me. Turned out not to be something I actually wanted to do, because it's tough work, actually. And my absolute utmost respect and thanks to those people who do make video games. The developers of Terraria, particularly, because you guys have made this possible too, allowing me to play your games on my channel. Thank you for that, and I won't forget that either. And yeah, I have nothing but the utmost respect for the people who make games, and playing games was not an option until the last few years. Let's say 2011, YouTube brought in monetization. And of course there are competitions and stuff, but that's pretty cutthroat stuff. I'm not up to video game competitions. I've always been pretty good at video games, but I've never been that good. And so yeah, I mean, just playing games. I have always loved video games so much. And like it was around the age of 6 probably where I first developed my love for video games, and I'm 38 years old. I still love them so much, and I'm glad to be finding people who like them as much as I do, and who love them as much as I do, and who actually want to see me playing and explaining video games, and that's something I've always been kind of good at too. Like, you got to play to your strengths, right? And that goes out to all of you out there. Recognize the things that you enjoy and the things that you are good at, and find the things where those two things come together. And for me, explaining video games, I'm good at explaining things, and I love video games. So here we are, and that's the short version of how we got here. But yeah, I mean, it's my dream come true. It really is, and it's not my job yet, but it's getting there. And to be this close, it's like, they say so close you can taste it, and to have it like, okay, it's growing, and this is going to be a lot of work, and it's going to take years, and then boom, and all of a sudden it starts to shoot up, and it's astounding, and I don't even, I mean, not too many people have had that moment where their dreams come true, and this feels like that moment for me. And I have all of you to thank, all of the people I've mentioned who've watched and subscribed and supported, and the developers of the games, and everybody I have to thank for that, and YouTube even, for all the complaints about YouTube. I owe a big debt to YouTube for giving me this opportunity too. And I don't forget about that kind of stuff. And, being that I've had to work all of my adult life in jobs I didn't like, it makes it all the more kind of magical, and I don't know what to say, but it feels like the moment where my dreams are being realized, and I owe all of you that, and I thank all of you for that, and I'll do my best. You have my word, I'll do my best. And I don't know if I'm gonna always do guides for games. I'll try, because obviously you guys like that. The guides are hard work, honestly, but I guess I owe you guys that. I've worked all my life to try to make something of it, and here we are. You guys are helping me get there, and so I guess I owe you that. And I'll try not to forget what you guys came here for either. As much as, personally, I just want to play games with my friends. and so, that's why the other video a week is usually just that, right? So I have my guides that you guys all came here for, and I'll try to keep that up. The extra videos will probably be more, me just playing with my friends and me doing playthroughs and stuff. And hey, that can be informative too. Me playing with my friends, I learn a lot, because we're all kind of geeks that way. A lot of my friends are similarly oriented, let's say. They love games, and we play together. We're very competitive. We're very competitive as a group, but it's a fun kind of competitive too. Like, we're not like, we get into trash talking in a funny way. We don't get into trash talking in a mean way. We can't be friends like that. But you see, like, cutthroat competition, and that's all well and good. But we're more competitive in a sort of fun, casual sort of way. And like, go look at the Quake videos, or even the Doom video that I published on Friday or whatever. And we like to play co-op too. And we learn about our games, like we learn about them, and we take them fairly seriously when we get into a game that we like, at least. And we try other games and stuff too. And so I hope you'll see that as well, because I'll probably I want to do more of that too. For me, there's nothing as fun as getting the guys together and playing some games. And, you can see in the multiplayer Terraria videos, I was trying to teach them, because I've been so focused on Terraria. I've learned so much, and you can see my original Terraria videos, they were terrible. And at the same time, I was trying to share what I was learning as I was learning it. And now I guess I've gotten mostly to the end of that journey, where I've learned so much about the game, that I feel like I'm almost more legitimately able to explain things about it like I actually know them reasonably well. But in my early videos, go ahead, go back to my earliest videos, and you'll see, like, I was literally just telling people about the game as I was playing it and as I was learning it myself, and that's where, like, playing with my friends, you know, we do that anyway, and I was telling them about it when we're playing together. Speaking of which, I have more of that coming. I actually have two whole parts, two whole different days of playing with my friends Terraria. Like, that whole Terraria multiplayer series, my original Terraria multiplayer series, was actually just us playing for one day, and we played for like 8 hours or something, and it was crazy. I got like 16 episodes or something. Those were all from one day, and that's why the audio quality was still just as bad through that whole thing, and I apologize for that. But I have two more parts, two other days that I was playing with the guys, and we didn't play as long as that first time, but there's a lot more of that coming, and I hope to keep that going beyond too. And yeah, I'm probably dumping what's left of my my fan episodes today, and the audio quality for that was terrible because it was this good mic that I bought and spent like $600 on my audio setup just to fix that audio issue, and then I did all the acoustic foam and all kinds of stuff, and that was at least another couple hundred. But yeah, so there was something wrong with the cable to the microphone, it turned out, and I'm sorry, the last bit of the fan stuff, that's what happened. My mic was messed up and I didn't know it, and you know, this is stuff you learn as you go along. Like, I've gotten into the habit. This video, I did a little test recording first. Okay, is my lighting good? Is my audio good? Is everything working? And you take more time and you learn more as you go along, and you learn to do things properly. And I've been an amateur, but I guess I can say I'm definitely officially semi-pro, and it feels like I've really crossed that threshold now. And I didn't want to call myself a YouTuber, you know, I didn't want to call myself a YouTuber, especially until I was making money at it, because I didn't feel that I deserved that title. And even like last year, all through 2017, I was making money on it, but it was just a bit, and my channel's still pretty small. I was hesitant to call myself a YouTuber. And even now, like, I don't believe in having the feeling that you deserve things, because I think that makes you lazy. And I think that, you know, you don't want to give yourself a sense of superiority or something. And I will not say that I deserve anything. I will not say that I deserve any of this, but maybe I'm starting to get comfortable calling myself a YouTuber, at least, or at least when people call me a YouTuber, I don't cringe as much anymore. And that's because of you guys. Because you guys have given me so much support, and this has grown so much. And, you know, I guess at some point, if anybody's a YouTuber, I'm getting there, maybe. And again, it's amazing. And let's see. Yeah, this is a long video, isn't it? Okay, it's been, according to this, over 48 minutes now, and I should probably just stop rambling, but I want you guys to know how much I appreciate it. And I appreciate every moment, and I appreciate every one of you. I appreciate every subscriber. I appreciate every view. I remember the times when I would log into YouTube and I would sit there and wait for a single view. And I remember that. And my wife remembers that because I've put her through all of this. And she has been remarkably supportive. So I want to say I love her. She is amazing. The girl of my dreams. And I'm lucky there too. And I want you guys to know how much I appreciate this and how much I remember every step of the way, from watching for single views to getting tens of thousands of views. And I hit 48,000 views in 48 hours this weekend. And I wasn't ready for that. Um, I hoped and I dreamed that it would happen eventually, and it feels like it's happening. And I know there's a lot more work to be done, and this will never be done. I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to stop. I was always going to work for this, but I never want to think that I deserve it. I want to earn it every step of the way, and I want you guys to know that I appreciate everything, every step of the way, and thank you. Really, thank you. I am realizing my dreams, and it's because of you. And for all of you too, I want you to dare to dream. Things are possible. Things can be very tough. I'm 38 years old. I've had 20 years as an adult, and I've worked. I've had jobs. I've worked all that time, and I've been always on the edge of success and failure. I've lived my adult life in that little middle zone between success and failure, and wow, it's incredible to think that I might be like really going to the success side, and I owe that to all of you. And I want all of you to dare to dream. Dare to dream and dare to follow your dreams. Don't expect things will come easy. Work for it. Learn about it. Again, I believe in working smart, not just working hard. And that's how I managed to be an underachiever, I guess you could say. I always, I did what I needed to do, and I used brain power more than working hard. Working hard is something I don't know if I've even learned yet, but if I've learned it, it's been in recent years. And I wouldn't want to be in this position. I wouldn't want to be a success without earning that success. And I will always try for you guys, and I will always try to earn it. I will never think that I deserve it. And I want you to know that I remember every step of the way. I remember, watching the single views, single-digit subscribers, double-digit subscribers, triple-digit subscribers, and here we are in 4-digit subscribers right in the middle of it. And geez, if it continues at this rate, and even if it doesn't, I'll still be here. Don't you worry. And thank you to every single one of you for everything, every step of the way, every view, every subscription, every cent, every dollar. It's an amazing ride, and I'm so glad. I'm so happy, and you are all making me so happy. And I will do my best never to forget that. So more is coming, and better things are coming, and here's to a brighter tomorrow. Thank you all. And I don't know what else to say. All that just rambling for 53 minutes according to this now, and I didn't know what to say, and I don't know what to say, and I've talked for that long, and I've said things, but at the end of the day, you just do what you can, and you be thankful for what you got. And thank you to every single one of you. And I guess I'll just leave it there. I might see you at 6,000 very soon if this continues. And again, I'm not expecting it, but it looks like it. So I guess maybe I'll see you very soon. But thanks. Thank you. And bye for now.